Thank the baby Jesus, or whichever deity you prefer. The Saints aren't in the AFC because Patrick Mahomes is unfair. We're going to recap the Super Bowl, the Saints coaching staff, all of it. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
Deception!
Welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast.
Nice timing, catch it, John. 23. Perfect timing.
Welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are presented to you by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro. We're joined by Kevin. Eventually, he's getting chicken out of the oven. Hunter S. Thompson, a.k.a. Dave or Dr. John. I don't know what the nice getup, Dave. Did you just come straight from Orpheus? Did you just catch Orpheus?
This is a Toth hat.
A Toth hat.
We're a Toth Sunday family.
Andrew is going to be 30, 40 minutes late. I don't know. He may or may not show up. We'll see. He'll probably be here. I'm Ralph Marlboro. Thanks for joining us tonight. We got a bunch of people in the chat, even though Mardi Gras is at its peak. We got Jerry, Bulldog Saint, Jason Champagne, Budrich, Aldi Marino, Andrew's dad, ton of people in the chat. Thanks for joining us. I know it's Mardi Gras. People out parading. If you're not parading, thanks for joining us. On tonight's show, we're going to recap the Super Bowl. We're going to discuss why God has blessed the Saints to not be in the same conference as Patrick Mahomes. Saints coaching news. And Dave's going to recap parading. Before we begin, remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. And I also have to mention MVP contest. Listener Vince in Maine sent us a signed Deuce McAllister jersey. So we're going to raffle that thing off. Weekly MVPs get their shot at having a signed jersey from a Saints legend. If we reach $100 in donations tonight, the MVP will choose which minibar bottle from my gigantic minibar booze collection I'm going to poison myself with. Dave, tonight we got trouble because I don't even know what this is. It's
Spell it.
Blue.
Oh my God.
Blue
that
flame.
That looks like uranium.
Oh shit!
Blue flame. Blue flame.
In the jar?
Moonshine.
In the jar?
Old Smoky.
Old Smoky Moonshine. Blue flame.
Okay.
I don't even like. It doesn't even say it's a
I'm
flame.
familiar with that brand.
Blue flame. Like,
Okay.
can I light a flambeau with it?
You know what? Actually, that
and I got
like
Rumple Mints.
Okay.
So,
that Old Smoky thing that looks like larger than your average
it
shot.
does. It is. It's
Okay.
It says
Same size.
It says 50. Yeah, I
All right.
can't.
I do want to say, I know Kevin hasn't joined us yet because, as you said earlier, he and you weren't kidding. He's taking the chicken, his baked chicken, out of the oven for his salad. Yeah, or that. But Andrew is not here tonight, so and I just want to remind everybody, on the nights when Andrew isn't here tonight, that's when we raise the most money.
We cook.
That's when you guys. That's when we cook. That's when you guys come through.
That's a Cajun Sands night.
And he
Yeah,
gets so
Cajun
mad.
Sands, Patrick John is here.
He comes in like Batman.
Yeah.
This is how we give Andrew a complex. This is how.
Yeah, and me and Dave mentioned it on the text chain tomorrow. And the first time he was like, it's random one time, but now it's like 2 or 3 times. It's a trend. So we like to keep that going to remind Andrew that when he leaves, it starts to rain money. Consider donating via Stream Elements by typing in !donate into the chat and click the link that appears. Twitch takes like 50% cut when you donate using bits. So this way you can spend less money. It's easier to get me drunk. It's win-win. If Andrew was here, I'd make fun of him because even he can do it. And remember, Kevin, the best $20 you can spend on the internet.
He's got a knife and fork. He's using a damn knife and fork on the podcast.
I'm trying to cut. I got to cut the chicken up. I would have been over there for a few more minutes. I had a damn emergency. A jar fell over in my refrigerator. The cap went flying off, and something spilled on one of the shelves. I don't know what it is. It was like a spice like a liquid spice or something. Is all inside.
Was it the semen you've been collecting for months?
No. This had a distinct odor.
If you come, you best come hard.
So
I feel like
was it a human? Aldi Marino wants to know: was it a human head? Remember, kids, $20. The best $20 you can spend on the internet. Text to speech. You spend $20. Whatever you say, British robot guy interrupts the show and says it. And Thomas, we already had one of those. Do the text to speech that we were going to have right at the beginning of the show. Play that one.
No, Hatchet John didn't include any donation message.
Oh, he just wanted to give us money. He just wanted to give us the money.
Yeah. He just wanted to interrupt you.
You can also, which is a good time to mention. You can just give us the money and keep your damn mouth shut and keep your opinion to yourself. We don't have to hear your opinion.
Don't listen to Dave. You need to include a donation message. You need to insult Dave.
I like the British guy.
That's the requirement.
The British robot. I might have him recut the open because a lot of people they feel like the woman that does our open now. They feel like she didn't give it enough oomph. Like she just read
like
it
the robot.
Like she said they said Sean Payton gave more of a damn when he was insulting us on the open than that woman did at Fiverr. Well, we paid Sean Payton $500. We paid her $1,250. What do you expect? What are we drinking tonight? I'm drinking hard high strawberry whiskey and the last of the maple lemonade. It's delicious. I feel the diabetes coming on.
Jesus.
Dave, what are you drinking?
Kevin is drinking chicken.
Yep.
Liquid chicken.
I'm having, this is from Seventh Tap. This is all honk, no tonk. This is a triple IPA. This is actually pretty good. I got this. This is 10% alcohol. And I believe it's got New Zealand hops. I think it's got Ruwaka and Motueka hops. So I like it. I'm a
Kevin,
big New Zealand
are you doing throat coat? Are you doing water? Are you doing crooked stick? Are you doing bath water, gin?
Uncle Nearest.
Kiwi liquor.
It'll be water. Once I get all this down.
Wow.
Thomas, do we have an MVP leader already?
Of course, Hatchet John is in the lead, 28-3, and also to Jason Champagne for subscribing with the Twitch Prime for free with donation message. Who dat?
Thank you.
So we are 33%.
Dave looks like if David Guetta and Panama Jack had a baby.
He does. He really. Panama Jack. That's it. My Panama Jack was the thing to have when I was 12 years old.
First of all, I am wearing the classic Perlis polo shirt, and also shout out to Wicker. I saw Wicker out there on the parade route on Toast Sunday yesterday.
Matt Ryan.
Silence Dave. I paid to talk shit. Drink up Ralph, smiley face.
Yeah, nice timing, San Antonio Saint. Thanks for $20.
Oh man. The glasses, these glasses actually you can purchase at Campus Connection. They're available for sale at Campus Connection.
Are they blue blockers?
And no, I don't know. They're way too cool for that. And then the hat is, again, I caught this at Toth. This is a Toth original.
So before we get to the actual Super Bowl and Saints news, Dave, which we have a little
Happy
bit.
Mardi Gras. Happy Mardi Gras. It's Mardi Gras.
I had a few people text me pictures, the signs they made. Did you see them on the parade route? What's your source?
I did. Yeah, that was all. Yeah, that was all the same person. I did see them. So I made sure I brought some Saints Happy Hour podcast shirts. They were the old shirts with the old Jack Daniels logo on them. And so I had a few of those, and I put those in some Tux cups. So they were easy to throw. And anybody I saw from the podcast, I made sure I gave them gave him one of those. So I did. I saw them. I saw somebody else in the chat mention they were there, but at Peniston, but I was moving too quickly for them. If you were out there and you were trying to get my attention and I didn't see you, I'm sorry. It was a great day. Tux is, I want to say, the goat of Mardi Gras parades. Where Saturday we kind of do the decorating and set the tone for the rest of the weekend with the toilet paper. Only crew allowed to do that now.
And the toilet, y'all the ones with the
it was
toilet
great.
gum.
Toilet paper, toilet bowls, plungers,
toilet candy. People wanting, they're like, my kids want the toilet candy.
So that was great. We had a good old time.
So
and then, I saw that sign out there. And then also, I should have sent this to. I didn't send it to Thomas. I thought maybe I tweeted it, but so I was on float 7, and did anybody get who took that picture? What is that picture from?
That's a good question, man.
Somebody. That was from a user. Okay.
CDWPT95.
I have no idea who that is. Thanks for the picture. They got that's the people who had the thing. They got the shirt. There you go. So there you go. That's vintage. There's the picture of me. Oh yeah. So pull up that other picture. So I was float 7. Is that from the website? Is that from the Saints website? I made the Saints website.
Wow,
okay,
you're famous.
I wondered about that.
I shouldn't have shown that. Fuck.
No, because I wondered about that because I knew that the Saints official photographer, Michael DeMacher, he was out there, and I knew he took our picture. Anyway, that is me, I believe, with Malcolm Roach, my son.
You're
and the guy that doesn't exist, they photoshopped him.
Did you tell him?
I want to tell. Wait, no, I have a story, but no, I want to actually have a story about this picture. That's so funny that they put this on the website. So I initiated this whole thing because we hang out in front of Tipitina's and around Tipitina's as we get ready to get on the float, and we check in with our float captains and all that kind of stuff. And so I was on float 7. I was 7B. We're in a tandem float. I'm the second half of the first of the 2 floats, and the Saints were on float 8. And so I knew we were going to be close. And so we were hanging out in the same area as we waited to get on the float. So they were all hanging out there right outside of Tipitina's. And we finished up. We ate. We have catering out there. We ate, had a drink or whatever. And we were going to walk to the float to start setting up. And all the Saints players were there. And I just walked up to the whole group. And I said, hey, guys, can I get a picture with you? And Malcolm and Peyton were kind of the only ones that were like, okay, let's do it. I hate this. I hate when you get
I like it when it interrupts you and it's cash money. Hit it.
Thanks to Kodat Golfer, 28-3, matching the MVP.
Anyway, but Rashid Shaheed was there.
Wow.
He was kind of the one I really wanted to get a picture with. But so the rest of them just kind of like faded in the back and didn't want to do the picture. So take that for what you will.
Here's what
Malcolm
everybody wants
Roach
to know, though, Dave.
And Peyton Turner were the nice guys that took a picture.
Here's what everybody wants to know.
Rashid Shaheed.
Did you tell Malcolm Roach that he was your UDFA adopted?
No, I know I didn't. And I was gonna. I could have said something about to Rashid too about Andrew, but no, I made nothing. They had no idea who I was. But I was disappointed that Rashid.
Or do the UDFAs, do they hang out? Do they become like best buds?
Friendly.
When they like make the team?
I don't know.
There's a lot of UDFAs there, best buds.
Also, also Kalen Saunders was on the float. That dude, he is a big boy. He is one big boy. He looks like remember like the Fat Boys, like Bill Cosby, like the Fat Boys, like from the rap group.
Yeah.
He looks like he could have been like in that group. Like he's just like one of those. He's a big dude.
So that's awesome, and thanks to everybody for showing Dave love, putting the signs out, getting throws. I hope everybody that wanted throws got throws from Dave.
We always take care. Pro tip: I'm going to for all those people that ride or hope to ride or want to ride in the future. Pro tip: you got to put together. You're going to see people out there on the route that that are going to expect things from you. You don't want to be scrambling for all the good stuff as you're
care packages
rolling past
ready
them,
to go.
you pre-make packages. Either you use the old bead bags as you're reorganizing before you ride. Sometimes you can make extra room and you might have extra bead bags. Either you use those or maybe like we had Tuck's drawstring bags as one of our throws, so I was able to use that. But you pre-make bags and you just put all the good stuff, the good beads, the novelty stuff, the special stuff, whatever. We have toilet brushes, plungers, bobbleheads. We had little microphones that actually work, like all that cool stuff. You pre-make the bags, 10, 11, however many people you think you're going to see. That way, when you see them, you're not scrambling. Boom, you just grab a bag, throw it to them. You're good to go. They're so happy. They're excited. They think like you thought about them and that you're the greatest.
Well, you did, kind of, right?
I mean, I did. Yeah, well, I did. Yeah. I did put some fun to it. I also hooked up all the Tulane folks that were at the Avenue pub for the John Sumrall Fear the Wave collective meet and greet.
So
I hooked them up
nice.
with some Tulane hats.
It's Mardi Gras. I hope everybody has a great fun Mardi Gras.
Today is Lundi Gras.
Today's Lundi Gras. Tomorrow's Mardi Gras.
If you're listening to this, it might be.
People are probably going to listen to this like Wednesday, Thursday when they're recovering.
Yeah, maybe.
So the Super Bowl
on their flights to Colorado to go skiing, or to Disney World.
So the Super Bowl was yesterday, and Kevin, as you inhale that chicken, my main thought watching the Super Bowl is if you are in the AFC and you do not have a top 5 quarterback, you are as hopeless as me trying to pick up a bag of groceries with my left arm. And that was my main like Saints related takeaway from the Super Bowl. Like, thank God the Saints are in the NFC, because the AFC, like if Josh Allen and Lamar and Burrow beat him a couple times, but if they can't beat freaking Mahomes,
beat him once,
right? If they can't beat him, right? The Derek Carr and Dennis Allen for sure ain't. So I was just that's my main takeaway, Saints related takeaway. Like, I was thankful that the Saints aren't in the AFC. But here's my question. And I want Kevin, you can start.
Well, I think you should just you could extract that and go further. Like, honestly, I was listening to Pardon My Take guys, and I thought it was funny. They were like, honestly, like, we're in the era of Mahomes. Like, nobody's winning. Nobody's going to beat Mahomes.
That's right.
The Niners can't beat Mahomes. Nobody's beating Mahomes. So it's like, you know what? You might as well take this time and rebuild. Like screw it. No. You ain't winning nothing. You ain't winning nothing. You might as well rebuild. Like, we're all ahead of the curve. We're taking this time now.
Patrick Mahomes is an offsides penalty against the Patriots when Kansas City jumped offsides.
It doesn't matter. You're going to play the ifs and buts.
No, he's this close to being in 6 straight Super Bowls. Is my point.
Oh. Exactly. Right.
But here's my thing.
Why are we even?
Here's my thing.
We might as well all just try to load up and wait for him to just retire.
No, because here's the thing, Dave. You got to try to win the games, and the NFC South is terrible. But Dave, I want to start with you. I was going to start with Kevin, but we'll let Kevin finish.
No, start with. Well, yeah, he's still got a salad. Oh no, he's ready. No, he's ready.
Hungry. Go ahead, Kevin.
He's hungry for more than just chicken. He wants to answer a question.
Well, ask me the question.
So I ask you this. If I gave you this hypothetical and I said, would you rather be able to choose any NFC quarterback you can have? You can have any NFC quarterback you want, not Derek Carr, but the Saints have to go to the AFC. Or you can keep Derek Carr and stay in the South. Yeah, but you have to keep Derek Carr for 3 years. What would you want to do?
Give me the latter. I'll keep Derek Carr. I'll stay in the trash NFC South. I'll stay in the NFC. Not going to the AFC. To hell with that.
Dave, you hate... Well, go ahead.
Because here's the thing. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. Josh Allen, probable Hall of Famer. Joe Burrow, if he stays healthy and plays well, 12 years, Hall of Famer. Justin Herbert.
Maybe.
Looks good. Looks like could be a Hall of Famer.
Okay, yeah.
The Houston Texans kid.
Stroud.
Looks amazing. Looks amazing. Could be a Hall of Famer.
That's 5.
That's 5.
Lawrence
could be a Hall of Very Good guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So 5.
That's
So 5. Now jump to the NFC. Jalen Hurts
No.
could maybe be a Hall of Famer.
No.
Maybe.
I don't know.
If he has durability and plays well and
yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna shorten this for you right now. Like Brock
what I'm
Purdy, I
saying,
think is the only one.
Right, and just go back to the AFC. We listed
Brock
5
Purdy,
guys.
no.
Those are 5 people that may very well never get a single ring because they are playing at the time of Patrick Mahomes.
That's right. It's like Jordan in the 90s with basketball. Barkley, Ewing. Sean Kemp, who he was hot. He didn't have a career that lasted. Malone. Stockton.
Fuck him, by the way.
Clyde Drexler. Right? Like these are all Hall of Fame people. They got nothing. And the only reason Olajuwon probably got 2 is because Jordan was like, I'm bored. I want to play baseball. But
He
Dave,
loved to gamble.
I want your thoughts on this too, because you hate Derek Carr and you blame him for all the Saints' ills.
Yeah, no, I think the answer, Brock Purdy is the only quarterback in the NFC. Are we talking about? Re-ask your question because I don't know if you could
have any quarterback in the NFC.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Instead of Derek Carr, but then the Saints go to the AFC.
Yeah, no, I get it. Brock Purdy is the only quarterback that I think you would consider taking. I don't think there's any other quarterback in the NFC. Who else in the NFC do you consider taking?
Jalen Hurts.
No, I don't.
Jordan, I would take Jordan.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, this is crazy. And like Brock Purdy's already been to 2 Super Bowls. Brock Purdy has put up some incredible stats. I think I love Brock. I don't know why. I'm a big fan of Brock Purdy. He's been there with Patrick Mahomes. He might end up being like the Peyton Manning to Patrick Mahomes' Tom Brady.
Here's a great question from Jetto. Would you rather have Patrick Mahomes on the Saints, but you have to have Dennis Allen as long as you have Patrick Mahomes, or you can have Andy Reid and Derek Carr?
Andy Reid, I can have. But I'm stuck with Derek Carr.
You can have Andy Reid, offensive genius probably of the last 20 years, but you have Derek Carr, or you can have Patrick Mahomes, but you gotta have, as long as you have Mahomes, you gotta have Dennis Allen.
No,
I take Mahomes. I would just.
Those are both like having Corvettes with like Pinto engines in them. Like
you could. I would. My
thing, Mahomes and DA.
The thing is, I'm take Mahomes, and I just bet on DA.
Yeah, I would. You're right.
Stumbling into like 2 good offensive coordinators. You wouldn't have a dynasty like Kansas City because you're not optimally run, and like Patrick Mahomes probably going to win like 6 with Kansas City. With the Saints and DA coaching for like 15 years, would probably be lucky to get 2.
Yeah,
but
no, you're right.
I still think you got a better shot with that than Andy Reid and Derek Carr. Because I saw Andy Reid with McNabb.
Andy Reid, Derek Carr is like a Corvette with a Pinto engine, and then Mahomes and DA is like a Pinto with a Corvette engine in it.
But that just goes to my point. Like the frightening thing with Kansas City.
I didn't know. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the poll that you put up on Twitter asking the same question to the Twitter file. Yeah, you didn't. I didn't know drinking Drano was a third option. I would have chosen that. You didn't say that.
Second. It finished second. People would rather drink Drano than go to the AFC West.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's not fair. You didn't give me that option.
San Antonio Saints says, I think Mahomes could overcome DA's ineptitude. I think that's true. I mean, Drew Brees drug the worst defense in the history of the world, run by Steve Spagnuolo, by the way, to 7-9. So, like, if Drew can do that, I think Patrick Mahomes could drag DA and a mediocre offensive coordinator to at least 2 Super Bowls. At least one. Thomas.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
How fucking bad was this Saints defense How bad was that defense?
2012.
Spagnuolo
I know. We
As
talked
a
about this last
DC
week. You weren't here.
has won 3 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
4.
4. He's won 4 rings and then has the worst defense in NFL history at the time. I don't know if it still is, but as
It
the worst
still is.
defense,
It still is by yards. Even
It's-
with the extra
okay.
game. No one's
All
even
right.
close. No one's even close.
as the worst defense in league history, and he's won 4 Super Bowls as a coordinator. How bad was the fucking personnel on the defense during that era?
Juge.
Terrible.
I'm here.
Hey,
Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before
I heard everyone was showing up, so
Yeah.
I figured
I want you to answer.
happy Mardi Gras, everybody.
Here's a question for you, Andrew. I want you to.
Oh, by the way, I'm drinking a Hoegaarden.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
That's a fancy German
It's a
beer.
good beer.
It's a good beer. I like that beer. It's a Belgian white.
Mm-hmm.
You almost missed Ralph drinking the moonshine.
Yeah.
How close are we?
Less than 15.
Oh my
Becquerels.
God.
I don't even know what it is. It just says Blue Flame. I think I can. I think I could run my car. Or
Where did you get that?
It's not a patron sent it to me.
Wow.
It's frightening though, because it's big and it's blue, and it doesn't even say like the Blue Flame, like blueberry, or it just says Blue Flame. It doesn't give any hint as to what the hell it is, and it has a label that says 128 on the side. It's frightening.
That's good.
But Andrew, I want your thoughts on this. I asked the guys, and somebody in the chat had a good question. But if you can pick any quarterback in the NFC, but you must go to the AFC West. Any quarterback you want in the NFC, you can take them, put them on the Saints, but you must go to the AFC West. Or you can keep Derek Carr, stay in the South, but you have to keep Derek Carr for 3 years.
Give me my chances with Dak Prescott.
Matt Ryan
In the AFC West?
Time
don't
to
know.
drink Ralph.
It's a tough call.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Dak Prescott, that's who you go with. I said Brock Purdy is the guy with my list.
You would go with Brock over Dak? No way. No.
Andrew was just texting me Brock Purdy slander.
I mean,
all
like,
day.
are we really? Hold on. Are we really having this conversation? We're talking about a guy who just took his team to the overtime against Mahomes in the Super Bowl against Dak Prescott. Like, you're really going to make the argument that Dak Prescott is the better quarterback than Brock Purdy?
I mean, quarterback wins are not a quarterback stat.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. But Brock Purdy also has a lot of great individual stats.
He does. But Dak Prescott has better stats.
So,
You give Prescott Kittle, Debo, McCaffrey. I'm sure he would do just fine. Yeah.
Thomas,
And
play
you know
the
what?
breaking
And you know
news
what?
siren.
And you know what? F those stats, because like we said, like what Dak Prescott doesn't have is the non-QB stat, which is the wins and losses, and that's just because he's a loser. Like, he's just a loser.
No,
Like,
that's
he
not
just
true
doesn't
though.
have- yes, it is. No, he doesn't have.
The last 3 years, he has tons of
Tim
wins.
Tebow could win playoff games. Dak Prescott can't win playoff games.
No, here
like
we go.
he's a loser. Dak Prescott is a loser.
Maybe
He's a loser.
if Dak Prescott got away from fat Sean Payton,
The clutch gene, as Ralph says, he doesn't have the clutch gene.
Speaking of the clutch gene, I'm afraid. Somebody in the chat, it's San Antonio Saint. He may have sent me this. This Blue Flame. It's 120 proof. I might need to get my affairs in order.
Oh, good. That's what I was going to ask you, because some of that Old Smoky stuff is not that strong, but okay, that's strong.
All right, I'm gonna drink this.
This is gonna be something. Are you gonna do this in one gulp?
I'm gonna try.
I want to see your urine in 30 minutes.
Urine sample.
Oh,
Is Dave chewing gum? Is this like an ode to Mickey Loomis? What's going on here, Dave?
No, I'm eating popcorners.
fuck.
White cheddar.
it smells like kerosene
What?
and like a blue. Like if you ever drank like a blue Hawaiian. Like, this is frightening.
Ralph is operating.
You're asking me if I've ever drinking a Blue Hawaiian. Me, Ralph.
Yeah.
Ralph operates on diesel tonight.
Before you drink, thanks to Hatchet John for getting us over the age.
Wow. San Antonio, enjoy. October says you should light it on fire first. Hey, Sally, give me a match. Hey, Sally, I need assistance.
I would love to see if that thing could hold a flame.
With Ralph's luck, it'll blow up in his hand.
Yeah,
dude.
Drink half and the other half after we reach the donation message on the flame.
Right.
God.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely big.
When Ralph double taps the desk like twice, that's when you know it's bad.
Did he finish it?
Oh, he finished it.
Still some left? Okay.
He did.
It took him 2 swigs though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is hurt. Ralph is hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I can smell colors. What is happening? Hey, Sally, I need assistance.
How much was it?
Oh, that is
Who gave that to us?
I think San Antonio Saint, because he is like he's like just throwing out the data.
What's the puke meter?
9. I mean,
damn.
Oh God.
No halves, Ralph.
No halves. Oh, I could.
Ugh.
Whew, thank goodness I get to work from home tomorrow. Whew.
Also, why is her title?
My chest burns like gonorrhea on a cheap war.
Why does our title say Cam Jordan, WRECKS, Dennis Allen? Did I miss something?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. We got to tease the people. I did a poor job of doing the tease for the show, by the way. Tell us we might need to re-record that. Thomas, donation update. How close are we to Rumple Mints?
Hatchet Johnson leader, I gotta update the donation bar. From Rumple Mints, we are less than 70, about 65 buckaroos. Hatchet John is in the lead with 56.6 buckaroos. Hudat Golfer behind him with San Antonio Saint in the third place. Also thanks to the Nibs for subscribing with Amazon Prime for free for the first time. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you guys.
And then Andrew joined us late. I don't know. We should catch him up. Andrew, today is Lundi Gras. Tomorrow is Mardi Gras. That's a holiday in New Orleans.
That's right.
Yes. Sure if you were familiar with that or not. So
I've heard.
Okay.
Is that why you have a Miami Vice party you're going to later?
Yeah, no. This is just like I cobbled this together. I said earlier, this is a Perlis shirt. Our buddy Wicker. I saw Wicker on Sunday. This is a Toth hat, and then these glasses are available for purchase at Campus Connection.
So, the only
doesn't he look like David Guetta, Juge?
Who?
Doesn't he look like David Guetta and Panama Jack?
He does.
Wow. So
yeah, that's a good call.
Andrew, the only thing I thought that was duller than the first half of the Super Bowl was the commercials. The halftime show, Usher struggled a little bit. He nailed it at the end, though. The finishing, but overall, give me your quick of all the Super Bowl non-game things. I just thought the commercials this year weren't great. Kind
of flat.
The funnest thing was Dora the Explorer on the Nickelodeon broadcast explaining the rules, which was she was amazing. The NFL seriously needs to make that on regular broadcast. Her saying when somebody false started, and she said, where do you go? Clap, 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 5 yards back. That's amazing. And they need to put that in. I think they should do that. Have Dora the Explorer superimpose her next to the coach's face when the team gets a penalty and have her explain it while the coach is yelling at the referee. That would be amazing. But your thoughts on just the Super Bowl pageantry and all the extra stuff? Did anything catch your eye, really?
Not really. And in fact, I kind of expected more fanfare than ever with kind of the whole Taylor Swift. What's that?
Oh, well, I thought you were going to say Vegas. I didn't think you were going to say.
Oh, yeah. No, Vegas too. But yeah, I just thought like the NFL would capitalize on the Taylor Swift connection and really try to leverage that to, I don't know, bring in more fans, whatever. But yeah, it was surprisingly tame. I thought the commercials overall were very average. I thought the halftime performance was totally average. I don't know. She did like Usher.
Halftime was fine.
Wow.
It was fine. It was fine.
She's definitely in the key target demo for sure. As a 41-year-old
and
white woman, she approved. She approved. She loved it. She's now. I just did go actually talk to her like a sideline reporter. I went while you guys were talking. I went in the kitchen. And I asked her, and I asked her for a quote, and she said that nothing will ever top 2 years ago. You know, with like the Snoop Dogg Dre thing. That was. But Usher was great.
Prince in the Rain is still.
Yeah. Prince in the Rain's the top one.
My wife's not that cool to know.
The Saints Super Bowl. The Who was an act of terrorism. That was.
Yeah.
Hang on. You shut your whore mouth. There will be no besmirching of the Who.
Their music is good, but they were old. They needed walkers and oxygen during the performance.
Okay, so
who's gonna tell him, Kevin?
So Juge talking about how the NFL needed to reach out and to with Taylor Swift to get more people. This just in from Variety. Headline: Super Bowl 2024 was the most watched telecast of all time, reaching 123.4 million viewers.
That's no surprise.
So not bad for only showing Taylor Swift on the TV for less than 60 seconds.
I don't know how Ralph could besmirch the Who, because that was obviously the Super Bowl that the Saints were in, and I feel like Baba O'Reilly is like the soundtrack to Ambush. Like, how could you? You can't.
I can besmirch it because they were old and decrepit.
I know, but see, like I was in the stadium.
Some things remain
so I wasn't
sacred,
watching
Ralph.
it. I mean, like I was in the stadium, so like I obviously wasn't watching it on television. I wasn't seeing the fine detail, the nuances. I wasn't getting up close views. I was all the way up in the the 200-300 level section. But all I can say is,
agree with me, by the way.
All I can say is,
terrible. Thank you.
I have memories of that music, the songs they played, and I couldn't tell you I couldn't tell you their set list, but I could probably guess it. And then boom, Ambush, and then boom, the greatest evening of our lives. And so I have a lot of positive feelings that I equate with the Who to the Saints winning the Super Bowl, for better or worse.
Madonna, bad halftime show.
Oh yeah, Madonna was bad.
Madonna was a bad halftime show.
If you're old enough to remember the Blues Brothers at the New Orleans Super Bowl.
Oh my God!
I remember that. That was another bad.
Sounds like a terrible idea. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Al DiMarino just brought it up. And that was the next one I was bringing up. Aerosmith, Britney Spears, and NSYNC. Bad halftime show.
Yeah.
The only Super Bowl I ever attended was in New Orleans in the Superdome, and it was Packers Patriots when Desmond Howard won the MVP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and I honestly couldn't even tell you who performed at halftime.
Yeah,
97.
Hang on,
that would have been Brett Favre. That was Brett Favre's only Super Bowl.
I think it's 97.
The delineation,
maybe winter of 98.
By the way, if you're not familiar, the delineation between the NFL giving a damn and not giving a damn about the halftime show, it happened sometime in the 90s when the Super Bowls were really bad. Fox did a thing where they had the comedy sketch show In Living Color, and their whole thing was the Super Bowl is going to be terrible. We're going to do a halftime show. Click over to us and watch the halftime show. And the Super Bowl was bad, and they had like 35 million people click over and watch In Living Color do their halftime show. And the NFL was like, oh my God, we got to fix this. And ever since then, it's been Michael Jackson. You know,
right?
The Super Bowl Juge went to was 1997.
Why is that quality so terrible? It does not sound like that on my phone.
Super Bowl 31. It was, in fact, the Blues Brothers Bash.
Yeah.
That is
So that explains why you can't remember it.
You don't want to remember it. It was
What was that? Was it like 10 years after the movie came out or something?
Yeah, they had Blues Brothers 2, which is
Oh.
a terrible, terrible movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they would never do a co-marketing thing with a movie ever again.
2 years
Super Bowl.
2 years prior, at Joe Robbie Stadium for Super Bowl 29, the halftime show was Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
Yeah, no, I know that you said prior, right? I'm saying like from now on, like you're never gonna see the NFL and the Super Bowl have any kind of like halftime movie tie-in. I feel
That sounds like a show that you see at like SeaWorld.
that is
Or
well,
like- or
the
like,
Indiana Jones
Six
thing
Flags.
that's what you saw at Universal. I saw that show at Universal in California, in LA.
That's how
They had an Indiana
Andrew's
Jones.
dad mentions
I also saw the backdraft.
Andrew's dad mentioned the halftime show of the Packers Patriots. They had James Brown and ZZ Top. That's how bad the Blues Brothers were. They ruined a halftime show with James Brown and ZZ Top. That's how bad.
Oh shit! 4 years ago, they had Maroon 5. That they weren't any good.
I've definitely told you guys my ZZ Top story, right?
Well, here we go.
I don't know because
We might have to have another story time with Juge.
you think you know a guy. You think you've known a guy for 12 freaking years, and all of a sudden he just busts out and tells you, I used to be in a band when I was 22 with the guy who's freaking Taylor Swift's guitar player.
I've definitely told you guys.
By the way,
this story.
Andrew, I just want to say, by the way, I got at least one text from a friend who listened to our podcast. He was like, Stone Temple Pirates, LOL, like, oh my God, like, I can't believe it. Like he couldn't believe this. Like, seriously, like, I can't believe it. Like, what the hell?
All right.
12 years.
What, like he liked the name?
It was just the whole
Why
thing
don't
was
you
so
back
funny.
it up
The
with a
name of your
source?
stupid-
My
of
source
your
is
band,
that
the
I
fact
made
that
it the
the
fuck
guy
up.
ended up being Taylor Swift's guitarist.
The ZZ Top story is super quick. I can tell it in like 20 seconds.
All right.
So I'm pretty
Sure
sure
you
I've
can.
told you guys this.
Long
So
story short, my dad is the guy from ZZ Top with the long beard.
it's nothing like that. So
I can't believe I never told you guys.
my mom, when she was when we were in Paris and when we were in France, my mom worked at the American Embassy, and she was head of the commissary. And
I know exactly where this is going.
And so ZZ Top was performing in Paris, like at some point.
Mr. Steven, earmuffs.
One of the guys showed up to the American Embassy and went into my mom's commissary.
Earmuffs.
And she thought he was a homeless man, and she had security escort him out. And he lost his mind.
I mean, that's totally fair. That's totally fair of your mom.
He lost his mom, and then he said, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" And he referred to himself as the top. He said, "I am the top." And so, as security is like pulling him out, escorting him out.
He's
like,
missing ZZ. He doesn't have ZZ.
Yeah. No ZZ, no first name, just I am the top.
Mr. Top.
And then my mom's just like, yeah, whatever, you homeless man, like, get out of here. And later she was told, like, do you know who you like kicked out of the store? And she was like, yeah, homeless guy. And they're like, no, he's like a famous rock and roll guy for ZZ Top. So anyway,
I like that.
He was thrown out of the
top.
U.S. Embassy commissary
From the top.
Does your mom listen to this podcast, Andrew?
Mm-mm.
No. Oh, okay.
Never.
Well, she should.
He was putting his hands on like Hermes
The sun
ties.
never sets on the Juge Empire.
Crystal. And she's like, you can't be touching that. Get out of here.
Cuff him.
Cuff his ass. Yeah.
Tase him.
Mr. Juge is a
They have
witness.
tasers back in the 90s. Guys, we are presented by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is a strawberry flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, fresh strawberries from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof, blended and bottled in New Orleans, Louisiana at the Porch Jam Distillery. Hard Hide Strawberry Whiskey is not for the thin-skinned. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey has supported Saints Happy Hour all football season long. So support the people who have supported the show. Grab a bottle of Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. Remember, guys, you can use your Amazon Prime membership to support Saints Happy Hour, and it doesn't cost you a dime. Click on the link in the podcast description, and it's got instructions from Thomas. Thomas, before we get to actual Saints news, do you have a donation update for us?
No new donations. Hatchet John is still in the lead of 56 buckaroos. Who that Gopher right behind him, and we are less than $80 away. I mean,
you got to get to that
away.
Rumpelmans. Come on, guys.
And this is a question for Thomas. The Saints, the coaching staff, we got an invasion of the Polish people now. We got Clint Kubiak, offensive coordinator, Andrew
Is that Polish?
Janico, Janico, quarterback coach, John Benton,
Polish
offensive
names?
line. Those are Polish names, man.
Yeah, Kubiak
Right?
is
Thomas, do you have any intel for us?
Yeah, are you
Kubiak is
confirming this?
definitely a pretty popular Polish name, and the second one I'm honestly guessing it sounds Polish if you add H, Janoczko.
Do you think the Saints are paying him in meats and cheeses?
Maybe, maybe they're getting cheap, man.
You said Kubiak is definitely Polish?
Yeah, we had our captain of volleyball Polish team had that same name. I also had a neighbor named Kubiak. I know many people of that name. That's a
Can
pretty
anyone
popular
on this
Polish
podcast name the captain of the American volleyball team? Because I can't.
name. Even I can't, man.
He could ring the doorbell
I mean, you
of my
had a pretty,
house and have a
you
jersey
had a pretty
on,
good team,
and I
at
wouldn't know
one
his
time.
name.
We have a good volleyball team.
You had.
have a volleyball.
I don't know now. I don't follow volleyball right now, but back in the day, you even won the Olympics. Like 10 years ago, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You used to have a pretty good team, yeah.
Maybe we should switch to becoming a volleyball podcast.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah, usually the players
My daughter likes
that
volleyball.
suck too much to go to the NBA and just go to play
even
volleyball,
know-
you know? That's
I
how
don't
it
even
works.
know like volleyball.
You don't even
terms.
have a league. You don't even have a league, you know, in the US.
Well, I think the real question is how popular would we be in Malta if we talked volleyball? I think that's really
That might help.
that's the decision maker.
more
right
popular than we are now. We were 14th last week.
there. Okay. Hey, we're climbing.
So,
Are
we're
we?
coming back. The comeback is
We're
real.
come back.
so the only
Don't
thing
call it a comeback.
The only thing really, Andrew, or guys, that interests me about the coaching staff is if I said to you,
Are we done talking about the Super Bowl?
yeah, like what
You
else?
have any extra thoughts?
Like,
Yeah, I do. Are you kidding
Took
me?
it
You don't
long
want to talk
enough,
about You don't want to talk about the overtime situation? I think okay.
Was anyone else screaming at the TV for them to call a timeout right before the quarter almost ended?
No, let's talk about that. Because
and then like within like
it
3
doesn't
seconds
matter.
of me saying it, yeah, Romo's like, for those of you screaming at the TV to call a timeout, it just switches to the next quarter like nothing happens, and I felt very stupid.
Because the Chiefs were still on their first possession, and they get to possess it as long as they want to. Which begs the question: what's the point of the clock?
That's a great question.
It's I'm not the first.
Shouldn't you just have a game clock and no like regular clock?
Because it's effective if the new rule is now every team gets one possession, and it doesn't matter what they do on that,
And then it's sudden death afterwards.
Then there's no point of the clock. Now, no, this isn't. I'm not the first person that thought
you
of this.
can't do that. That would
listened to what
confuse
Nick is
people
talking about.
so much. If you're just like, overtime, we don't have a clock.
But they do that in college. They do it in
Yeah.
college. The only difference is that you're kicking it. You're not getting it at a certain yard line. You're just kicking it off and playing a regular game. So one, that begs the question: what the hell is the point of the clock?
That's
Is this Andrew? Did Andrew
Have you
donate
not
this?
heard of the legend of Scott Sterling, Andrew? For shame.
Oh, I know the Legend of Scott Sterling. It's fantastic.
Thanks to Badrit for $20.
Thank you.
Have you
Getting
guys
us closer.
watched Scott Sterling? Have you guys watched that?
No.
No,
What is that?
what was that?
Oh,
Is it
you
really-
need to go on YouTube and Google Scott Sterling. It is
What is
terrific.
this?
So great volleyball. There's a volleyball one. The soccer one is better. The soccer one is better.
Oh, okay.
He's a great goalkeeper. Makes a lot of saves.
Okay, so going back to the Super Bowl. So that being said, and again, this isn't a novel. Like I'm not taking credit for this. I don't think this is an original thought. That being said, is you're the Niners. You win the coin toss. Why do you take the ball? It should be like in college. Let the other team take the ball first. That way you know what you need to do.
No, Shanahan addressed this, and I actually think I agree with Shanahan on this. I agree with your comment there, Dave. Like I think that's a logical argument that you're making, but I don't see it as like.
Send all Polish coaches all the finest meats and cheeses. Cheese, meat.
That's Antonio saying with $20 donation.
Thank you. So yeah, I don't think so. That one I can see from both sides, and I don't think there's a clear like this way is better than the other. Well, let me explain. So like I do think, I mean, one reasonable position is obviously if you get the ball second and you defer, then when you get the ball, you know what the other team has done. So if they haven't scored, then a field goal wins it. Yep. Or if they only have a field goal, then the touchdown wins it. And, so it lets you know like what you need to do basically to win the game. So I get that argument. But what Shanahan said, and this made a lot of sense to me, is because there's an opportunity to respond with the second drive, the third drive is where you can end the game because that's when sudden death starts.
Correct. I understand that.
So his argument is if we go score a touchdown and then they go score a touchdown in response, then the third possession becomes the most important one because a score there ends the game. And so his thing was he wasn't thinking I want the ball first. He was thinking I want the ball third. And that made a lot of sense to me.
It makes sense, but one, that's so far down the line. I think that's overthinking it. Like you've got to, there are so many things that have to happen to even get to that point. Like you need to lock in the first thing first before you can bother locking in the second thing. And second of all, let's say you get the ball first and you do whatever, and then Mahomes gets the ball. Like you're not getting the ball again anyway, because if you get a field goal, like
with Mahomes
they're gonna go. If you get a touchdown, like let's say you get a touchdown, let's say the Chiefs get a touchdown, they're not going for one to tie it, they're going for two to win it. Like you're not getting the ball back again.
Well,
like
I don't know about that.
Absolutely.
The Chiefs said
way.
The Chiefs said they had run it. Like I think the Chiefs had said like that's what they were going to do. But here's my question, Kevin.
You not for two.
Yeah, absolutely. If you are the Chiefs, if the first team scores a touchdown and you are the second team and you get a touchdown, you absolutely go for two and end it. You do not. You don't do. You don't fall into exactly what Kyle Shanahan wants you to fall into, which is just tie it up and let's give you the ball back.
Well, here's my thing, Kevin. That I think
it was a bad call. I think that's a wrong call.
I just think the fact that we're debating it means it's not like a slam.
Well, no, but
I don't know. What do the stats say? Look that up, Kevin. Get on that. I would find it very highly. I would be.
They don't have any stats because it's the first time this happened. It's literally the first time they did this.
Somebody at MIT 3 years ago did a research paper
they
on
ran
this.
it 10,000 times.
Yeah,
but here's my thing, Kevin. That this is the most important thing about the overtime that relates to the Saints. And I thought of Dennis Allen when I thought of this. The 49ers said they were just learning the rules of the new overtime as it started. They were reading it on the Jumbotron. So
that's horrendous.
I thought the funniest thing that would have happened if the 49ers didn't know the rule, they'd have scored a touchdown on their first possession and thought they won the Super Bowl and celebrated like they won. That would have been hysterical. Yeah. But my question to you is, I think people they're like, oh, that's a bad look for Kyle Shanahan. Man, if Dennis Allen got to the Super Bowl and went to overtime and Saints players are like, yeah, we didn't know the rules. We didn't go over that shit during the week. Like, Kevin.
That would be expected, man.
Yeah.
Would we crush Dennis Allen? What would be worse? Not knowing the overtime rules in the Super Bowl or apologizing to the Atlanta Falcons for scoring a garbage time touchdown? What would be worse?
Yeah. Kevin's
I
thinking.
think the fact that I have to really think about it
You stumped
says something.
You stumped the Schwab.
Because my gut reaction was to say apologizing to the Atlanta Falcons. But it's like if you get to the Super Bowl and it becomes known that you like your team didn't know the rules, like did Shanahan at least say no, the coaching staff knew, and we had the strategy figured out,
that I'm aware of.
Like, okay.
I also want to go on record to say, because there are people in the chat who are bringing this up. Shanahan said in the post-game press conference also, his decision had nothing to do with his defense being tired. He said his defense was not tired, and he did not defer. He said in the post-game press conference specifically, he was asked that, and he specifically said he did not defer because he thought his team was tired and he wanted to give them a rest. He said that had nothing to do with his decision.
Continue, Kevin. Worse for Dennis Allen. Going.
Someone else made a comment in the chat also that the clock was for changing sides of the field after a certain point. So that was the reason for the clock, which makes sense.
Well,
the clock was for changing sides of the field.
Changing ends after a certain amount of time, so that you're kicking with the wind or against the wind.
The reason that
like
indoor
in tennis,
stadium,
like in tennis.
No, I get that, but like you don't. But why would you need the clock in overtime? You're not changing. Like you start the overtime. I'm assuming that's whatever. You flip the coin, you defer, you do whatever. And then that you start the overtime, and then that's it.
Well, in theory, if you were playing outside, like
you don't need a clock.
In New York, the wind would be a factor. You would
okay, but it doesn't matter. Like at the start of overtime,
it does. What do you mean it doesn't? Come on,
it
man.
matters if it's like 40-mile-an-hour gusts and you're playing outside.
No. But I'm saying like at the start of overtime, you're flipping a coin. You're determining who wins. You're determining who's kicking off in what direction, and then that's it. Like that's you. Then that's it.
But
you
after 8 minutes, you change sides, man. Come on.
It's football rules.
Are you listening?
So
you do that, and is that
that's
the rule?
What Andrew said. That's what Andrew said.
Is that what they did in this game? They changed sides after 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You've gotten me off track, Dave.
That's even more like college football.
I wanted to talk about the most important Saints thing of the weekend. Kind of like leaked out, and I brought up Dennis Allen. I brought up the apologizing to the Falcons because Cam Jordan on a podcast on NFL.com just destroyed Dennis Allen in like the most casual way, and it came out over Super Bowl weekend, so it didn't really get a big news. Andrew, I thought this was much, much more devastating than Michael Thomas detonating bridges on his way out of town, because he's not going to be on the team next year. But Cam Jordan is, and he said, "I'm so sorry that the locker room really enjoys being a brotherhood. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry we punished a rival team. I would do it again. In fact, I would have gone for 2. The only thing I'm going to have a discrepancy with is I don't understand the ramifications of like, no, they were taking a victory formation. The Atlanta Falcons had already acquiesced. They were just trying to get out of there, and their head coach was about to get out of there too. Half of my gripe with Dennis ended up being saying he was sorry. And I'm like, why would you say sorry? Say sorry we didn't go for 50. And I mean, Michael Thomas is like...
This is the first time I'm seeing this. I never saw this.
This, to me, Andrew, when Cam
where did he say this? What is this from?
It was on a podcast. This was on...
What podcast?
It was on
his podcast?
NFL.com with Greg Rosenthal.
It was on Greg's podcast?
Yeah, they interviewed him. So
we got to get Greg on this podcast.
This, to me, Andrew, is like way more interesting than CD Deuce doing his thing when he left town, Michael Thomas when he's about to leave town. Like Cam Jordan is going to be here. He's got like $20 million guaranteed coming his way. And he just savaged his head coach.
I don't think this is that bad. I don't know. Like knowing Cam, I think he's just like, yeah, I don't apologize for it. Well, we should have gone for 50. We should have gone for 2. And I think when I hear Cam say something like that, I guess I'll say I think there's a number of players who say things and it's thinly veiled and you read between the lines and you're like, oh man, he hates DA. But with Cam Jordan, you always know exactly where he stands. So I feel like Cam Jordan would say that to DA's face and have no problem. Be like, yeah, I have this gripe. Like, you should have gone for 2. Like, why would we apologize? But I also think he can separate that opinion and not like then say, I'm not going to play for you, or I've now have a problem with you, and
Yeah.
we're never going to get over it. You know, it's like, I didn't like this. I'm going to tell you. And like, now let's go win some football games. Like, I don't know. Like for me with Cam saying this is way less of a problem for me than, I don't know. Part of it's like, I'm hearing his personality. I haven't listened to him say it. But I feel like his personality is always kind of.
He says it really nice and smooth. Like it's Cam. He's Cam. He's always happy and go lucky. You know. He says it. The thing that it felt devastating to me, Kevin, is he just said it like matter of fact. Like, we all know how Dennis is, and we don't like it. And he just moves it along like Andrew said. Like he just said it like he was telling you the time of day.
I'm with Andrew and I'm with Ralph in that, like, I think that when you write it out like this in the written form and you don't have the context of the entire podcast or whatever it is, it probably is worse than maybe it really than maybe he intended it to be or what he was saying. But I want to go back to what Andrew was saying because God, and I wish we had the ability. I doubt Thomas has that ability because it's audio format, but I feel like we were on this podcast not too long ago, a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, and Andrew was saying something about how he wasn't concerned about the Dennis Allen rumors and losing the locker room because there were no real like big players or stars.
Leaders.
Right.
Yeah. And so now I just feel like here's a leader. And I mean, like, and again, I would want to listen to the whole podcast before I start throwing my stones. But if I was just going to take what I'm looking at here for face value, these words, here's your leader who's undermining the locker, or undermining maybe the leadership of the locker room and that kind of stuff. So maybe canary in a coal mine. That would be my only comment. I'm not saying that's what this is.
I hear you. I hear that.
I guess I don't know. You're kind of in a rock and a hard place here, Andrew, because I don't know. This could be the guy you were worried about who might actually be singing about.
I guess the distinction that I would make is if he's like
Mike Thomas, maybe a leader. I don't know.
If Cam Jordan were to bluntly say, yeah, like DA cost us a season. Or, yeah, if we have a toxic environment, you can blame the head coach for that. Or, if he was like, DA, wasn't up to snuff, like, I don't really feel like he's taking shots here. I feel like he's like,
I agree.
Yeah, I think he's like, yeah, DA is apologizing because he's a class guy and he cares about not disrespecting people. But fuck that. Like, we should disrespect the Falcons. Well, I'm not surprised that Cam would say that. And, like, I'm sure DA will read that and he probably won't love it because he's a stiff and he sucks. Well, but, like, hey. I just, to me, this is not the smoking gun. This is not, when I refer to a player throwing DA under the bus, I don't really feel like he got thrown under the bus.
If I was a lawyer and I had you, Andrew, on the stand and we were arguing this and we were talking about this, no, I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
Andrew's
I have to take off that goddamn hat for me to take this seriously.
What I would say is, Andrew, do you believe that Dennis Allen's position is that they should not have gone for the touchdown at the end of that Falcons game?
Yes.
Do you believe that Cam Jordan's believes that the Saints should have gone for the touchdown at the end of that Falcons
Absolutely.
game? So do you believe that the head coach and Cam Jordan have different opinions about how the Saints should have gone on the field? Okay, so would you agree that the Saints head coach, and Cam Jordan have differing opinions on that one play?
Sure.
This is like the worst episode of Perry Mason ever.
No, that's it. They have different.
Kevin, here's my thing.
Differing opinions.
Here's my
Trask, would you agree that Derek Carr?
But I mean,
I would leave it at
I'm
that.
sure Drew Brees agreement with.
I'm sure Drew Brees and Sean
lawyer.
Payton disagreed all the time.
No, but that's what I'm saying. As a lawyer, that's where you want to leave it. You just want to leave it as they have differing opinions, and you don't want to go any further because, Andrew, if you go any further, like you're saying, you might find cracks in the argument,
right?
And you might realize that's what I'm saying.
Here's my question, Kevin.
You gotta hold your imaginary suspenders or lapels like this, and you just gotta be like.
I guess
now, Mr. Juge, you are under oath.
No.
I don't
have all the
characters. You believe? Oh yeah.
Did you order the code red on Arthur Smith?
Now, do you think that their mindsets on the final play were identical?
Yeah. No, I don't have all the characters in my bag like you do, but I guess I could have made it as shorter.
Imagine you're a Dia.
Right. I could have made it in shorter terms and
here's my thing though.
What about the Utes on the offensive line there? Have we taken them into account yet?
I just think of DA after the game. He kept saying, "That's not who we are." And I just imagine Cam Jordan in the audience of the press conference being like, "That's exactly who we are." That's exactly who we are.
Yeah.
You know? Like him, like almost like wrestling Kevin, like hitting Dennis Allen over the head with the chair.
Oh no!
See, I think of that.
No, I think of that like the Biden, the old Biden meme when Obama was still president, where like somebody would ask Obama, like it was just a tweet. It's like, Mr. President, what is your favorite Wu-Tang album? And Obama starts to like say, now why would you ask me something ridiculous like that? And Biden bursts in and grabs the microphone and goes, "Liquid Swords. It's Liquid Swords. Final answer."
Cam Jordan
back when Biden was cool.
I can see like a media member asking DA about this, and they're like, "Yeah, we talked about it. I just don't think it's a big deal." You know, like that's 100% what he would say to the press.
Nothing's a big deal to DA.
Do we want to talk about? Speaking of responses, do we want media?
More money?
Oh damn!
Oh,
wait, what?
4K bids from Saints Rabbit, and that's.
Oh my god! I was going to say, did we want to talk about Derek Carr's reaction to his float, the zombie float?
It was
we can do that, but first, Ralph, you drink.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he did a good job handling the response.
I did too.
He took it like a champ.
Rumple mitts, man.
Whew. I will say, Carr took the Mardi Gras decoration and the Michael Thomas thing, the Michael Thomas tweet. I thought both of those he handled them beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
He managed those things much better than he managed any game this season.
The first half.
He managed it better than I'm going to manage this.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is Derek Carr had a teammate on the Raiders, and I can't remember the fella's name, who got drunk and killed somebody in vehicular homicide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
was and he sort of like didn't take his side, but he was just like,
I think he showed up.
Everybody is against this guy right now, and he needs somebody to at least be with him.
I thought he showed up at court at his court.
But he was like, "I'll love him. I'll be
right."
With him.
It was something like that, and I was just like, "Man, how does this guy like? How are you able to take that like off the field? How are you able to be that guy off the field?" Or seemingly have a sense of humor, or sort of understand, I get where Mike Thomas is coming from. Oh, the city is, this parade is making fun of me. This former teammate of mine did something absolutely horrific, and I'm going to stand by him. It's like, how is that guy, the guy who goes on the football field and is yelling at teammates and is getting into it with...
Same thing as DeMario Thomas. I mean, I don't know. DeMario Thomas is like, man of God, very religious, but then
Wait, Mario Davis?
I mean, sorry, I don't know.
Oh,
my God.
you
never go full Ralph.
Jesus.
Demario Thomas, my God.
I'm
Just
like, what
making-
the hell is he talking
making
about?
people up.
Ralph would never.
It's not even the
Mario
same.
Thomas?
Andrew, it's not even the same
DeMario
position group.
Camara.
It's a linebacker and a receiver, and he just mashed them up. Jesus.
Well, you don't know that I was talking about Mike Thomas. I could have been talking about Danny
I gotta
Thomas.
drink this Rumple Mints.
Anyway, Demario Davis, same thing.
He
I think
I like the way
there
he
are a
said
lot of
that.
guys-
Rumple milk.
Same
I mean,
thing,
one.
man.
Oh, we got 2 desk slams there.
I mean, Drew Brees. I mean, the guy. You know, one day he's looking at blue diamonds, and then the next day he's leading the team down the field against Miami for the game-winning drive over the top.
Ralph, what kind of puke meter we got here?
That's an 8, but I hate the Rumple Mints because
I mean, you're familiar with the Rumple Mint,
I'm
though.
familiar,
It's
but
a familiar flavor.
it lingers in
Like
your
an
mouth,
old-
and it
like an
makes
old
my
friend.
lips all like tingly,
friend.
but not tingly in a fun, I'm high kind of way. If you've
Yeah.
done drugs, but
Never.
like tingly in an annoying, I might be sick and having an allergic reaction kind of way,
Mm.
and I don't like it.
Tremendous. Does your wife have an EpiPen nearby?
No.
His lips are getting swollen.
This is Texas, Kevin. The EpiPen is illegal.
Oh, yeah, right.
What's that?
Medical treatment in the U.S.
Kevin wanted to incriminate you, man.
Oh man.
I gotta say, Demario Thomas is way more
Mario
egregious.
Davis.
That's way more egregious than David Carr.
Oh my god.
Way
Yeah.
more egregious.
Way more egregious.
Well,
Different galaxy,
Put
man.
it on a.
Yeah.
Put it
Hey,
on a
look, guys.
t-shirt.
You know what? It's Gras. Some people say this.
Miami
I don't say this. Some
That's
people
like
say
a
this.
Hall
I don't,
of Fame.
But it's
Hall
deep
of Fame
Gras.
level.
We are in the deep Gras. I don't say this. Some people
Hall
say.
of Fame level
but to wrap up the
pronunciation.
David Carr thing that I think Kevin was
Derek
getting
Carr.
at.
There we go. Got him. Got him.
Got him.
Got him. Got him. Rumplemints. Got him.
Jesus Christ.
Got him in a
Mardi Gras,
headlock.
y'all. Happy Mardi Gras, y'all.
If
Right after we laugh at Dave, man. Come on.
don't for 1 second think that I ever fake these shots.
Yeah. No, you do.
So back to my car.
I'm not doing
Kev-
a mailbag after
Kevin.
this.
Kevin was doing talking about Carr, and it is amazing that like he can navigate the thing with the float really well. He can navigate the Henry Ruggs situation really well. He navigated the Thomas thing really well. But yet on the field,
That's
he's a
what I wanted.
lunatic yelling at people, never taking accountability. It seems.
Right.
I don't know. I'll push back on that a little bit. I know that his relationship with Olave is quite good, and that's despite what happened earlier in the season.
Besides what it looks like, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Olave was
And-
like, it's going to be good for us.
Olave and him are good, and I think part of the reason why is because Derek Carr cares. And yeah, he made some mistakes, but like he keeps trying. He keeps showing up. He keeps trying. And I think eventually he won Olave over the course of the season, and the relationship improved because he was contrite and he apologized and he made efforts to repair the relationship. So like you can think whatever you want of Carr on the field, in terms of evaluating his quarterback play, but off the field, yeah, like I get you can keep going, but I think he's navigated some things well, like with the press in certain situations, like we just talked about. But he's made some mistakes, but I think he's made efforts to improve relationships. And
well, look,
has.
I'll say this directly to Ralph's question. Ralph said, well, he's he does so good on the tweets and the and in the press and that kind of stuff, but when he's on the field, he's yelling and screaming. I got to admit, I can kind of get all of that. It's same thing for me, like at work or whatever in my life. Like if I can type up an email, I can be a little more restricted. I can think about what I'm going to say. That's kind of the same thing as like if you're, on social media or whatever. But when you're out on the field, it's the same thing as like when you're at work. When I'm at work, I might yell, scream. I might get a little mad. I might get a little emotional, like in the heat of the moment. Like that's the way it is. Like, sorry. Okay. But
Shut up.
And it's the same thing. Like you're at work, you're on the field, like you don't have time to like stop and think about what you want to type out on a social media post or on a tweet. Like that's not the way that's not the way it is.
Like football is a very hard. Football is a very physical, emotional game, and like we can't expect these guys to behave perfectly in all situations. Like, you're trying to make a play, it doesn't work out, and like sometimes emotionally you blow up. Like,
and I can't believe this, and I'm gonna go one further. Here I am defending Derek Carr, and I'm gonna go one further.
Wow.
In that
Derek Thomas.
Derek Thomas in defending,
rest in peace.
in
Derek
defending,
Davis.
in defending Demario Derek. That like I get that, and all of that from personal experience, like all of that comes from love. Like it comes from like a caring and wanting to be better. And wanting to be better. So like again, like he's got nobody doubts. I never once throughout last season, I never doubted that he didn't care. I just doubted that he just kind of sucked at it, and that's just the fact at it. And look, I'm going to say this, and in his response, he specifically mentioned he focused on the second half of the season, and I think that's what all of us fans are going to latch on to. I think that's what the PR is going to be from the organization. I think you're going to hear a lot of that from now until the start of the season. We're going to be hearing a lot about the second half of the season, how good they look, all of the stats, the Derek Carr stats, second half of the season, red zone woes. That was a first half of the season issue. That was not a second half of the season issue. I think they're going to keep pounding that. They're going to keep pounding that from the PR front.
The thing I don't like about that,
so that by training camp in August next season, we're going to be like, oh, we just got to get that second half of the season magic back. We got to just pick up where we left off, and we are ready to go. That's the slogan. That's going to be the shirts. Print it right now. Let's pick up where we left off. That's the slogan.
Yeah, and my concern with that is that I have seen many Saints teams do that. Like, oh, we kind of fix things, but like every year is different, and problems that you fixed the next season, they might pipe back up, or you might develop new problems, the following season with the different group, different personnel. So, I mean, look, Carr is going to have a new offensive coordinator. He's going to have to learn a new offense pretty quickly. I don't know that he's going to be able to piggyback off how things went last year because it's going to be different. So, unfortunately, they have no rope. DA has no rope. Like, they got to come out of the gate playing pretty good football, because I just think, I think if you were unhappy with how this season turned out with when they played the Lions and half of Detroit was in the Superdome, or a number of tickets were being sold to opposing fans. Like, if you didn't like it this year, shoot. This team starts 1-4. You're going to see opposing jerseys in the stands.
Oh my God,
the whole season.
Well, here's my question, Kevin. And I want to wrap up this before we get to the mailbag. Derek Carr.
So Derek Carr has had four different offensive coordinators when he was with the Raiders,
and
he's about to have another two with the Saints.
Deception.
So I'm just letting you know.
Let me get this. I want to ask,
which was an hour and a half without commercials. Learn how to cut to the chase.
Hey man, it's the off season. Thomas, send me the timestamps. We did a poor job. We should have put the Saints stuff first and the Super Bowl stuff second. Poor rundown.
Thanks, Baldrige, for 20 buckaroos. It's pretty tight at the top, by the way, for the MVP. Hache John 56, and then 3 people with 40 buckaroos. Tight.
Thank you. So by the way, thank you guys. And by the way, Thomas, we'll do the timestamps, and we'll give the people so they can cut right to the Saints stuff if they want. But Kevin, I have a question for you. And this Derek Carr, like, clearly he's not loved by the fans for a lot of reasons. Part of it is just his start. Part of it is he's following the legend, and that's hard.
Right.
But I want to say that there are,
I don't know. Jameis followed a legend first, and he's beloved.
but that's what I'm saying. But I was gonna say, Kevin, there are Saints people that.
Interception! Matt Ryan!
Damn, Saints Rabbits, 30 buckaroos, which is 3K.
You better go get them.
You gotta go get the handle.
Better go get the Malta boot, buddy.
All right, I'm gonna do a Malta because
New
you people have been
MVP leader, Saints Rabbit, by the way.
because people have been so often. I'm gonna go get a Malta boot of hard high. But Kevin, I want you to answer this question.
Yeah.
The Saints have had players in the recent past, and I'm gonna give two names: Devery Henderson and Mark Ingram. They started out horrible. Saints fans didn't like them, called them a bust, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
They ended up beloved. Is there a path where Derek Carr can end and be beloved without winning a Super Bowl by Saints fans? I'm going to go get a Malta boot for the people. You answer that question.
All right.
Teddy Bridgewater got it. He's beloved.
Well, didn't Teddy go like 4-0 or 5-0?
5-0. Yeah.
So
but
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, just win games.
Right. Like honestly, I would say go 10-7. Go 10-7. Win the division.
It would have to be you go 10-7, win the division, but like the defense kind of sucks, and like Derek Carr, his performance like carried them to 10 wins. You know,
I think I'm just trying to think of the minimum here. 10-7, you win the division. Derek Carr is personally responsible for at least 2 of those wins. I'm talking like either game-winning drive or he just racks up so many yards and is just like he's just running the offense, moving these guys down the field, calling like a 9-minute drive, or he does something where it's like 4th and short and DA wants to like punt the ball or go or try for a really long field goal, and Derek Carr like fucking waves him off and says, "Let's fucking go for it," and they get it. Like
the thing with Carr is he's bringing his own baggage too. Like, it's not just the DA association. It's like never won a playoff game. You know, he's kind of been like a journeyman quarterback that a lot of people don't believe in. So he brings his own baggage. But I think how hated DA is, and that the association that he has with DA makes him an even easier target for Saints fans. And I just feel like that's very difficult to recover from, because anyone, like most Saints fans, are looking for any excuse to shit on Derek Carr and any excuse to shit on DA. They need very little. So I will actually say your scenario works, Kevin, but I think it not only needs to be he has to go to the playoffs, win a playoff game. It not only needs to be that, but like he has to be fun. Like he has to have some inside joke with the team or do something that's fun that gets people excited. Like like Teddy had the bike thing. Jameis had the E to W. Like he has to have a silly side or something that warms fans up to him, because I think he's contending with a lot of
what would cure a lot of Derek Carr's problems is during a Saints, after they won a game they win, but he made like a dumb play. If he would just talk about himself in the third person and be like, we were fine until our dumbass quarterback threw that stupid pick in like a 35-10 Saints win. He's like, if our dumb quarterback would just play better, we could be a really good team. If he would just be a little self-deprecating.
I don't think his delivery. His delivery would.
I don't think that would.
Part of that is you have to sell it with like sarcasm, and I don't. Yeah. I don't think he has it to deliver it.
Malta boot time. Hard hide is delicious. By the way, thanks John and Hard Hide. They've been amazing all year.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure why you're drinking this. We didn't get to the thing yet. I'm not sure.
They fooled you.
I mean, honestly, if we get to the donation goal, he's got to take another one.
I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to say anything, but he was just ready to drink it, and so I just
He looks when he picked his head up there, he looked like drunk Superman in Superman 3, the one with Richard Pryor. Like he just picked his head up.
It's Lundi Gras, Dave. I wanted to drink.
Yeah, that was a little Mardi Gras lanyap.
A little Mardi Gras lanyard for the people. Thanks to the people.
You dumbass.
How far away are we from the goal?
Less than 40. Less than 40.
30.
I got upgraded. 4 drinks.
This is gonna be a 4-shot night. Oh man, now
Thank God we're not going to do a mailbag.
Who's the offensive
I mean, you can stay for a mailbag.
Who's the offensive?
Fuck that.
Who's the offensive lineman from Penn State, Kevin? On the last podcast we recorded,
He just did it. He was just like, "F it, I'm doing it."
Yeah, hang on, I'll pull him up.
If the Saints get him at
Mario
14,
Thomas.
No, I said if the Saints, it's like Fashana or something. I said if the Saints get him at 14, I'll do the live stream during the draft shirtless and do a shot every 15 minutes.
Wait, you mean the tackle?
The tackle, yeah.
Yeah.
If we reach,
Olam Yiwa, Fashono,
yeah,
Fashiono,
that guy. I'll do the live stream shirtless. But if people donate $150 during the live stream, I'll do a shot every 10 minutes.
I thought it was 15.
Tomas, check the timestamp on that.
Every 10 minutes, Andrew.
Check the timestamp. I like
Hey,
that. By the way,
Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
I'm kind of liking my look here. I might just stick with this look.
Stick with this
forever.
Tom,
where in New Orleans is
David Carriello?
Is he hanging in his 2,000 square foot t-shirt shop?
Do it, Rockapella.
Thomas, did you do that? I hope you did the timestamps tonight. Please say you did.
I always do, man.
So, we got to get to the mailbag. The Saints Happy Hour viewer mailbag is brought to you by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. It's delicious, believe me.
Man, I just saw Dave chug his beer and then quickly switch to a high noon. Wow. What is going on?
Dave's going to have a stroke.
What in the actual F is happening on the show?
We are
30 minutes late. Dave is chugging beers. Ralph is taking shots for free and drinking rocket fuel. What is going on? Dave is dressed like an idiot, talking about Mario Thomas. What's going on here?
I just want to say to the new listeners that we might have, we're one day into the off season. One day into the off season, the show is already in the ditch and on fire.
Sir Topham Hat did not like that at all.
It's just so funny because I was looking at myself on the screen and I saw myself go from the beer to the high noon and I was like, oh, this doesn't look good at all. And Andrew immediately noticed it and I was like, oh shit, I got busted.
When we're bad,
I mean, to be fair, it's better than the time you got busted taking a dump live on the show.
That's right.
But friend who I had to share a meal with afterwards.
When we're bad, that's when we're at our best. Thomas, what's the first question?
What do we call?
Can I play the music first? Come on, man.
Yeah, play. Oh, I got to do finger guns.
Hey, what did we call you? What porn star?
James, King Harry, Prince Harry,
the Mario Thomas,
porn star Prince Harry.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was.
So what's up first, Thomas? I am so drunk. I'll do another shot. I'll hit that goal. Y'all hit that goal. I'll do it.
Dave, what the hell is happening to you?
$11.05 on the insurance trouble.
Dave, you're screwed. Stop talking.
Before that, thanks to Jason Champagne for $10 tip with donation message. Drink up Buttercup.
Wow.
All right.
Far away are we?
Less than 30.
You're very close.
About
very
29.
Less than 30.
Very close.
All right.
Mandy Mo says you look like a Mexican drug dealer. Go ahead, Thomas.
Jesus. First question from Saints Rabbit. The MVP leader, current MVP leader. He asks, since we know Dave's takes are the worst, should we now be taking a hard looks at Michael Pratt?
Because I had because I wasn't really, I didn't have very nice things to say about him. So maybe
You should talk him in the behind the scenes, I think.
Right, and so maybe now he's great. Yeah, do that. Go ahead, see where that ends up. See how that works out for you, buddy.
Dave's gonna trash talk Michael Pratt into the top 75 picks.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah,
I mean, great college quarterback. He was awesome for Tulane.
The rumor is
I don't see him as an NFL.
The
guy.
rumor is Sean Payton is in love with
literally the exact same thing I said.
The rumor is Sean Payton is in love with McCarthy, the Michigan quarterback.
JJ.
JJ McCarthy. I'm not a big Pratt guy.
I'm not a big Pratt guy.
What's next, Thomas?
Guy.
Oh, next already. Okay.
I love Michael Pratt. I love Michael Pratt as a person. Great guy.
Next question from Budrich. He asks, Atlanta traded 8th overall for Fields. Bears trade 8th pick to Saints. Saints get Joe Alt. The Saints make playoffs. Oh,
Matt Ryan.
That's good because I really wasn't following that question anyway.
Looks like he's meeting a contact in the Caribbean to get dinosaur DNA legally.
Before that,
he really does look like Sir Richard Attenborough in Gras.
Ariello! Oh, we have Ariello here! See, nobody cares.
All right, I'll go get another shot.
Saints Rabbit 28-3, extending his MVP lead almost 100 buckaroos.
Well done. Well done.
I've got
That's the best one. That's the best one.
If you get Ralph to puke, I'll send you $100.
I've got this piece of amber I want to show you.
Okay, so Bears trade Justin Fields to the Falcons for the 8th pick or something, and then Atlanta trades 8 overall for Justin Fields. The Bears take the 8th pick and trade it to the Saints. And the Saints use that pick to get Joe Alt, the tackle from Notre Dame. Do the Saints make the playoffs?
Of course, this is a Budrich. Of course, this is a Bud. This is the question.
Yeah.
Then
I don't think a game-changing left tackle.
Well, this is a ridiculous
puts the Saints
question.
in the playoffs.
I'm not.
I said yes.
Budrich. I'm shit talking the
really?
question, and the question is ridiculous.
Here's the problem with this question. If this happens, I fear that Kevin might not be with us because it would kill him. Because the Saints, to get from 14 to 8, would have to trade the 45th pick.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I don't think the Saints are in a position to lose draft picks.
They're not. Yeah. They're not. I'm just answering.
Not yet.
They're the Saints. But they're the Saints.
Have you seen Mickey Loomis? Have you met Mickey Loomis?
Yeah. Yep. Right.
Have you met him?
I know. Really?
Can I just say this?
When did they announce the comp picks? When does that come out?
After
the combine.
The free agency.
I mean, like Atlanta trading for Fields, that's like believable because just in my personal opinion, I think great. Fields is. I don't believe in Fields whatsoever.
Same.
This is all the booze hit me really hard. I have a very controversial opinion.
Wait a minute, you have to take a shot.
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot after I give my controversial opinion.
All right.
My wife is watching Titanic for like the 300th
Can we
time.
do it? I will do a 20-minute mailbag if you promise it could be 20 minutes after this.
No, don't do it. No,
because you're so wasted.
Can I say this?
No, he's fading.
I feel like Kate Winslet in the Titanic, she killed Leonardo DiCaprio. They both could have been on that piece of wood. I just want to put that.
Way to go out on a fucking limb there, Ralph.
Yeah,
that
Ralph.
Shit has been said for decades.
Yeah, I was about to say there's nobody that disagrees with you.
That movie came out in December of 1997.
Maybe she was too fat. Come on, man.
Jokes about it in January of 98.
And the old lady,
Desmond Howard said that was his take right after winning the Super Bowl MVP.
And the old lady
call back, Andrew. I was going to make the same.
And the old lady tossing the diamond overboard. Excellent. She deserved to be thrown overboard with the diamond.
He died that night in sleep.
She should have been thrown.
I do see you have a fat head of
You're
the
making
king.
36-year-old jokes, Ralph. That's terrible.
I do see that you have a fat head behind you on your wall of the king of the world, so that's cool.
26-year-old.
I want to like seriously, like Andrew, that was a great call. Like those the Titanic and the Green Bay Packers thing that I think those line up perfectly. I think it's an incredible callback.
Yeah.
I can't feel my face, but I'm going to do this shot anyway.
Do the fucking shot.
All right, yeah. All right, let's just do. All right, how about Kevin? How about this? How about after the podcast, we just do one question, but it's one of my number 10 rated.
Ralph
questions.
is gonna feel awful tomorrow. Do you have work tomorrow? Are you gonna call in sick?
No, he said he's working from home.
He's working from home.
You are gonna feel awful.
Wow.
What was the shot?
Gonna feel awful.
I mean,
Start drinking water now.
Water and Gatorade. You need electrolytes.
Yeah, well, no, drink
Liquid
the
IV.
Well,
We're going to preview that.
No,
bitch,
Gatorade has like
drunk
the
as fuck.
electrolyte. Oh, did somebody donate more money?
No, donation. That's cut off.
I need assistance.
Cut it off after 283.
What do you mean cut it off?
No,
I don't know. I feel like
if he dies, he dies. Come on.
Oh my God, no, we do. Oh my gosh, I feel like.
That's
I mean,
the
I know
number one rule.
I mean, I know we have the verbal thing from Ralph that says the absolution of responsibility, but yeah, we got to take care of him. We don't make sure. I feel like next week we're gonna get a message from Selly on the hotline.
Sally's gonna donate.
David Guetta on the ones and the twos. And he's about to hand a shaving cream container to Dennis Nedry.
What the hell?
What is going on right now?
Your cat didn't like that.
I don't know what's going on.
as long as the money.
Ralph,
Sally
you
would
need
let
a
me
safe
get
word.
Alde
Marino in the
Marino
chat.
says, Ralph, you need a safe word.
This might go. This podcast.
David
might be,
Carr is the safe word.
The safe
David
word is
Mario Thomas.
Mario Thomas.
Davenport. Ted Gregory is my safe word. Ted Gregory is my safe word.
Gregory is my safe word.
Safe word is I love Dennis Allen.
I remember that.
What's next,
No.
Thomas?
Oh my God! Did we start?
All right. Final question saved from earlier from the chat from Jado. He asks, Kevin marries a nurse,
Here we
or
go.
Dennis Allen leads a playoff season.
Wow. This is the kind of content we need.
Or what? What's the second?
No, it's either I marry.
Oh, I see it.
What happens
I see
first?
it. Oh,
I
I
marry
see
a
it. I see
nurse,
it at
or
the bottom.
DA leads a playoff season.
No, I got it.
What if both happen?
Kevin's marrying a nurse.
Who is Jetto? This is not a name I'm familiar with.
Jetto, what happens if they both happen at the same time?
Yeah.
What if?
No, it would have to be
Wait,
what happens.
wait, Ralph,
It's
we're
the
not
wedding
making
day.
the playoffs for 10 years?
No, it's the wedding day or the playoff game. It's what day comes first, the wedding day or the playoff game.
I think the wedding day.
Here's a question for you, and then we'll get out.
But a nurse? No, but that's the thing. Like, what if
I think the fact that it's a nurse makes me say DA.
Yeah, like he could meet somebody, like he could meet a teacher and marry a teacher, and then it's all over. It's done.
Right.
Here's a question for you. If I told you,
but he loves nurses.
Can't resist.
Yeah,
Medical professionals.
But
Medical
counterpoint. Medical professionals make his pants tighter.
here's a question for you. If I told you Dennis Allen will lead the Saints to the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
Yes. Oh my God, in New Orleans? Seriously?
But
sign me up. I don't care. I don't care.
The Saints won't win a combined 20 games the rest of the decade.
Do not care. Do not care. I get to go home after the Super Bowl and sleep in my own bed.
You
hang
got to
on.
promise me more than make it. They got to win it.
Yeah.
Oh,
then
no,
I
I thought he
take
said
it.
win.
Then I
I
take
thought
the
he
deal.
said win.
Wait,
Oh,
I thought he
No,
did
he
say
said
win.
make.
I said
He said win or
No, win.
he said
Make.
make.
It's got to be win.
Oh,
It's got to
I
be
thought he
win.
said win. Oh, I thought he
Okay,
said
so
win.
If
hang on
I'm
a
getting
second.
20,
Yes.
if I'm getting 20 wins in 10 years,
No.
better give
He
me
said the
20.
rest of the decade. So it would be 25, 26, 27, 28,
No.
and 29. So it would be
we
5 more
win-
years.
I'm sorry. I thought he said
that's
win.
4
If
wins
we
a
win,
season on average over a 5-year period, right?
we
Right.
win a Super
Yeah.
Bowl at home. I will pretty much
Yeah.
give you my firstborn. I will give you Andrew's firstborn. Absolutely.
Saints Rabbits only 5
100%.
years. I would do it even if it wasn't guaranteed to win. It would just be amazing. Like it would, like the Saints.
You know what? You're right.
winning
You get to
2
go
or
to the
3
game
play-
anyway.
2 or 3. They win 2 or 3 playoff games, and then you would have
That'll be fun as hell.
maybe the greatest
fun as
2
hell.
weeks in the history of the Super Bowl. The lead up to the game, the city would just be.
I mean,
prices.
y'all would be in town, right? We would all be cramming
God.
into
Oh,
my
yeah.
little closet.
Oh, yeah.
We would be doing the show from my tiny little closet, the 4 of us.
Max's
Yes.
college. phone would be
I would. I still have such regret about missing the first Super Bowl that I would do whatever it took to get in the
I
stadium.
like how you said first and not only. Positive. Positive. out of
All
you,
4 of us.
all
Plaza
4 of
Jones.
us were in that room once.
Right.
We weren't recording a show, but all 4 of us were in that room.
Yeah, dude, but it got warm very quick.
Oh,
It did.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
did
this
get-
is going to
it
have
did
to
get
be.
warm.
Oh, well, it's going to be the Super Bowl, so it'll be February, so it should be cold. Right now, its temperature is chef's kiss. It's a nice 65.
The best part about this show, besides me being
Nice.
just ripped to the tits off
Try
of
60.
moonshine and other forms of liquor,
Mm.
is that we have hit the off season. We are in peak off season form. Usually, it takes us a good 4 to 5 weeks to get this ridiculous.
No, it doesn't. Usually, the first
We-
show after
we are hit the ground running.
Usually, we like to
with
get silly.
ridiculousness.
We've been waiting all season to get silly. I have been waiting all season to get silly.
This is when we.
I've had to
this
be
is-
serious with predictions and real
Yeah, oh, yeah,
analysis
yeah.
and shit.
Yeah. Because if there's one word I think of when I think of Dave Cariello, it's serious.
Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson.
And yet you still thought that Kai Harley was going to be general manager.
Dude, Butterich, if the Saints make the Super Bowl next year, we will be doing live shows like every freaking night. We'll just take over sports.
We're flying Tomas in. Tomas is
Yeah,
getting flown in if
Thomas
that's the
will
case.
Fly in.
Now that we know that he's okay with flying,
He's okay with flying. Yeah.
and wait, you do have a passport?
Not yet. Not yet.
We're
Get it.
working on that. We're working on a
working on it.
passport.
We're
We're
working
working
on
on a passport.
Dave,
If anybody, by the way, if anybody
San
knows
Antonio
anybody
State
at the
is asking if
embassy,
you're
yeah, we
drinking a
might need
Truly.
I'm gonna get there illegally, man, in a ship.
Yeah, if anybody
Dave,
knows anybody at the
did you switch to Truly, or are you still drinking a
No.
High Noon?
High Noon. No, I don't drink.
Dave is a one-man wolf pack.
But I would I would drink Truly over White Claw. I'm a Miller Coors White Truly family.
Well, there you go. So, guys,
Wait, what is White Claw? Budweiser?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know.
Thomas, before we get out of here, you got to recap the MVP race, which was hot and heated tonight. So do it. Thanks to all the people who donated, but recap it for us, Thomas.
Yeah, tons of generosity. We had 4 donators who donated more than 40 buckaroos. We reached technically 4 donation goals because Ralph wasn't paying attention, you know. So thanks again to The Nibs, Jason Champagne, Hudat Golfer, Budrich, San Antonio Saint, Hatchet John, and the MVP, the huge comeback. It's been a while with 98.3 buckaroos, who is
It's been a while.
the one and only Saints Rabbits. Crazy.
Even who
Ralph's
that golfer
speechless.
gets you the
Ralph's
golf
speechless.
I'm not speechless, Thomas. I'm falling apart.
All right.
I think
you got 10 minutes. I'll go 10 minutes.
My chest burns
show, 10
like
minutes.
gonorrhea on a cheap whore. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting Saints Happy.
He's only getting more sober now. Like I think he's
sobering up.
Yeah.
But I want to listen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting the show, everybody. We can't do this without you guys. Go to Saints Happy Hour, become a patron, support the show. We need you to support us so we can keep doing this, so we can have live draft show. We can have live shows during the football season next year. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to Andrew. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks to Tomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Whew. Remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, support the one that drinks for money and wins awards. Until next time, the bar is closed.
Happy Mardi Gras.